I'm not yapping for once, just tips and mechanics I think some people might miss. First up is that when you free yourself from a breakdown, that character's ego will then be reduced in cost. It also forces it to pop up at the top over other selections, so if it already wasn't available, this is your one chance to use it before it'll hide behind other egos again. Also, this reduction carries over until you next use it, so you can carry these reductions into a tougher upcoming fight. Piggybacking on ego, all cards you play seem to contribute to generating ego points, so as long as you aren't putting yourself into further danger, try to play as many cards as possible to keep your EP as high as possible. Another important mechanic is managing your stress, and if you have any healing cards, these will be useful as healing HP can heal a little bit of stress. This only happens if you are missing health that can be healed though, otherwise no stress recovery. Also, if you crit heal, apparently from what I've heard from others, never saw this one myself. You might not know even though it's in a listed tutorial, but we're card players so we don't read that shit. There are two discard piles. One is your discarded cards from turns prior, and one is for the cards you've played this turn denoted by the plus sign. Most cards only interact with the previously discarded pile, but some like Adagio can mess with cards played this turn. And in case you want to infinitely loop, they've got you covered as in a single turn, if you hit 0 cards, you'll only reshuffle in cards discarded before your current turn. Last one for combat, knowing the fight is half the battle, but you don't know what you don't know, so as we progress, it'll be prudent to bring whatever recommended element for any given chaos run. This goes without saying, but it is certainly a big edge to give yourself. Now on the flip side, resources will be fairly thin, so use what you have to, but if you want to invest in characters that will be a bit more universal, at launch both Selena and Mei Lin will be able to apply Red Weakness to enemies, letting you bypass this restriction, assuming nothing changes from the live playtest. You don't have to build them, but they are potentially more universal DPSs than other options. Now when it comes to events in Chaos runs, don't forget you have the attack option on the right as well. Especially in easier difficulties, this can be an alternative option that can get you out of some bad selections, or you can farm enemies that are too tied up to fight back for some ego and healing. As long as it isn't this giant mushroom, don't ever fight this thing, it ain't worth it. Looking at our reward tracks, make sure you're paying attention to these day to day, as these will be a solid source of early account XP to make sure you can progress into endgame as quickly as you can. Some of these missions can be time gated, like the one that makes you hang out with your combatants a certain amount of time, so think twice before you burn some precious daily tickets on breaking your precious waifu out of the psych ward. Turn Deep Trauma on. Come difficulty 3 and above, you'll gain access to purple rarity gear, and these can get kinda broken. Only in Deep Trauma can you run into invader fights that will guarantee the highest rarity of gear, and interestingly enough, this purple gear can make your run significantly smoother than trying to clear without them. Gold is also technically infinite through trashing old save data, so for as long as you can remain sane, you can infinitely farm Chaos Manifestation runs, dip out early at a beacon for some crisp save data, and trash it for gold. This amount might increase with more completed runs, so try at your own discretion. Although not realistically useful, I thought some people might want to know. And when it comes to deck building, I already previously put up a guide on deck building decisions you should check out, but also you shouldn't build too safe. By this I mean infinitely stacking shield can be good, but you do need damage as well. Some specific encounters scale incredibly fast and you're meant to clear them in a very short amount of turns, so being too defensive can be a run ender in some cases. And that's all I got for now. If you got any questions or some less known tips yourself, let me know in the comments. And until next time, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.